my autumn garden here in New South Wales, Australia, and I've got a lot to show you this week, including an update on the zinnia patch out the front. I'll have a chat about pollen-free flowers, plus I'm going to show you my elephant garlic purchase. So please just sit back and relax for a few minutes and let's get into it now. It's time to let the chuckaroos out. Good morning, girls. Are you going to say good morning to everyone, Rainbow? Are you? Off they go, foraging for the day. While they wander around, scratching the dirt, carefree, I've had a few thoughts about the garden now that the faster pace of summer has moved on and we're entering the cooler months. For me, autumn is a season of reflection, looking back at all I've achieved to get the garden to this point. But I believe it's also a great time of year to acknowledge your garden fails too, what lessons you've learned and how you can prevent the same mistakes from happening again. Every day when I pass by this area to let the chucks out, I'm reminded of a garden fail. Now this doesn't upset me, it just makes me more determined to get it right for next year. So here, while these wooden stakes did a good job at holding up the Dahlia stems of newly planted tubers back in spring, they're no longer sufficient support for my more mature plants that are now in their second or third season at this stage. You can see here that this plant is now just lying across the ground. It really doesn't look good at all. To solve this problem, during the winter, I'm going to make wire mesh cages, which will work much better next summer when these dahlia plants reach their full size. Since we're on the topic of dahlia flowers, let's take a look at some more that I have in bloom around the garden. Starting off with this one, which is called Ken's Gold. Let's go look at some more. Down here on this table, I've got some glass gem corn kernels drying out on this plate. Now, I did leave the entire cob with the kernels attached on the windowsill in the sunroom for a couple of weeks. However, during the week when I made some popcorn, I found that the kernels still had a bit of moisture in them, hence the popping rate wasn't as high as I would have liked. So I'm going to try and make the popcorn with them again in about a week or so. But for the moment, here is my attempt that I recorded during the week for my TikTok account. A lot of you have asked if this glass gem corn makes colourful rainbow popcorn. You know, it's so much fun growing this unusual variety, even if it does only pop to white. If only they did pop to these beautiful colours that you see here. I almost forgot to tell you something. So remember before I said to you that some of the tops had been eaten by something and I was thinking it was rats? Well, during the week I did harvest some more of this corn, and when I was pulling back the covering, guess what I found up here munching away? It was actually a caterpillar. I was quite surprised really. I didn't think that this would be something that we'd eat. However, it seems to be popular with them, and I'm kind of glad now that I know who caused this damage, and to be honest with you, it doesn't bother me too much. Caterpillars are much better than rats, plus the fact that we always know with caterpillars, don't they turn into beautiful butterflies. I'm excited to show you this because look what opened during the week. This is the flower of the globe artichoke. It's absolutely massive. Look at it compared to my hand. These blooms are an absolute bee magnet. I cannot wait to show you this covered in our little busy garden friends. More of these lemon bling sunflowers are in bloom, but actually I've discovered that they don't seem to last very long. Like this one didn't open too long ago and now its petals have dropped, so I'm trying to make the most of them while they're here. The one thing about these flowers is that they are pollen free, which is great with people for allergies, but not so good for the bees. While the bees can feed on the nectar that these flowers provide, they also need pollen to bring back to the hive to feed their larval young, because pollen is a great source of protein for them. I think going into the future, this is something I'm going to bear in mind when it comes to choosing my annual flowers. I'm not saying that I'll never buy these hybrid pollen-free flowers again, but I might just make a bit more of an effort to choose the more bee-friendly varieties. I just got a delivery. Wait until you see what's in this bag. On the camera, it looks like just some standard garlic, but wait until you see this. So, we take a look. They are absolutely massive cloves. This is called elephant garlic. Despite its name, it's not actually a true garlic. It's a member of the leek family. Just grab some regular garlic from my kitchen, just so you can get an idea of the comparison. So you can see there's a huge difference there. See if I can remove some of this outer part. Like, look at that. That's only one clove. You should see the size of the bulbs. I've been trying to get my hands on some of this for years, but as soon as it goes on sale, within a day or two, it just sells out. So I feel like I'm just so lucky to have it. Now, the one thing about it is, it's very expensive to purchase. So for, how many, I think it was 15 cloves, it cost me $32. But I was thinking it's probably a good investment because I'll be able to increase the amount I have over the years, and maybe down the line I could sell some and make a little bit of money that I could use to, you know, buy some more potting mix or seedlings and other things around the garden. If I am successful growing this, because it is, as I said, very difficult to source, I was thinking next year after I harvest it, I will do a bit of a giveaway so that I can share some of this with you guys. I'm standing out in the front garden now beside the zinnia patch. Are the impatient plants that I put in as little seedlings a few weeks ago, and in this part at least you can hardly see any of the ground underneath. They've just filled out every inch and are looking beautiful. I'm really glad that I just mixed up the colours and didn't put it into any kind of block formation. I would say in a week or so these little areas here will fill out, and then I will just have one big blanket of flowers. I have an idea using these edible flowers in a recipe. What I'm going to do is I'll give it a try over the weekend, and if it works out I'll share it with you next week. Thanks for watching everyone. I'll see you again next Friday.